I am on a quest to learn all 20 of the most popular programming languages in the world. Okay, most of them. Sorry, Swift and MATLAB, probably not gonna go after you. Most of these languages are languages you are probably familiar with, things like Java, C, Rust, but there have been some surprising languages on that list, and one of them is the language that we're going to be learning today, which is R. Like with other languages in this series, I am going in completely blind. I have never written or even seen R code before, so I have no idea what I'm getting into. And I'm only giving myself 1 day to learn it. What? I'm a busy man. This should be an interesting journey, so let's jump in. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. And also don't hesitate to tell me in the comments how bad I am at R. One of my favorite parts of these videos is looking in the comments section and learning more about the language from you guys than I could teach myself in a day. That's been really fun. Okay, so first things first, as always, we need to install the language. Great square root. I gotta say, these are fun version names. Trophy case. I'm assuming these are version names. Oh wait, pre-release? I don't need pre-release. Yeah, I'll just do whatever the previous one was. Oh, decisions. I don't know the difference between any of these. These are all tar.gz. Is R only for Linux? I do have Windows Subsystem for Linux, so I can do that. The question is, do I have to? About R. Let's look at this. Oh, it's GNU. I didn't realize that. There's an S language? What's with naming languages after one letter? I don't get it. I don't get it. I guess C started that. Wow, I didn't know R was based on another language. Okay, so stats and graphics? That's interesting. I'm assuming the graphics are for the stats. I had heard that it was a good statistician kind of language. Ah, okay. They like their ability to make graphs. I'm gonna have to think of a project that makes a graph then. So it does look like I'm gonna have to install it. This could be interesting. I'm gonna have to look up how to do this. My voice is lagging again. So I tried to extract it and I got an error that I didn't have the right privileges. Lots of errors here. Well, this is taking a while. Comment below if you think progress bars should never ever fill up unless they're actually done. So as it happens, finding the right kind of documentation to get started with R was hard. Because of my past experiences using ChatGPT and not exactly getting very accurate answers to my questions, I decided to not use AI at all this time and just use good old-fashioned documentation, which I hate. It's kind of a lose-lose. You gotta learn from somewhere. Unfortunately, all of the websites I found at first were just talking about how cool R is and all the fancy things you can do with it once you're already going. There weren't really any good getting started guides, at least that I could find quickly. And on top of that, my download was taking forever. It had been at 100% for at least 20 minutes. But eventually, I found the right place for documentation, and on that website, I also found the right place to download R from. It was not where I had been downloading it. Aha! I have just figured out where to actually download it from. Don't go directly to the releases, apparently. There's a download for Windows. We're gonna cancel the other one if I didn't already. Let's install R for the first time. I'll put the link to this down in the description below, or to the list of them, I guess. This is from, I think, Iowa State University. It's a download website hosted there. So I figured that's probably pretty safe, but always be careful when downloading things on the internet and don't take some random dude on the internet's word for it. So this should actually give an installer much better. Like, oh boy, that was way easier. We're just gonna assume everything is fine. Oops, did not mean to, what? No, I don't want Copilot. Go away, what are you showing me? Copilot, what? That's built in now? Okay, I dislike Copilot. And I'm saying that with absolutely zero experience ever using it. I should probably make a video where I play around with it actually, but that's not today. I just need to see some basic syntax, not data structures, but that'll probably help. I know they've got vectors, I know they've got numbers. I don't want to use ChatGPT because it lies all the time. Syntax, yes please. Side note, usually I like W3 schools in a lot of ways, but this is not syntax. These are strings, numbers, and addition. Arithmetic. That hardly counts as syntax. Okay, so we use an arrow thingy for accent. Okay, so it's for each loops. You can put a dot. That's weird. Ooh, they have complex. Interesting. They use logical as well. Fortran did that too. They use the standard operators for that. I say standard. As if C languages are the standard for programming. I guess they kind of are. Oh, functions are like variables? Is this functional? Is R a functional language? That would explain why I can't find anything about like structs or anything. Oh, data frames. Maybe? No, it's a table. It's literally a table. I guess C is for create. Or is it column? This is very interesting. What's a factor? So C has got to be column. Okay, guys. I have just noticed something. I talk a lot about variable names. I personally think a one-letter variable name is pretty much useless, except in some very niche situations where it's culturally normal, like using I for index. This is really funny to me. We're in a language called R, and we're making a vector by using C. I assume C stands for either column or create. I'm not sure which, but this is a great example of why a one-letter variable name is a little bit confusing to new people. If you're used to R, then obviously this is no big deal. But if you're new, it's weird. It's weird. Down here, you use list to make a list. Use C to make a vector. It seems like it should be V. But again, I'm guessing it's like column or something like that. Does this explain it anywhere? No, of course there's no explanation. Unsurprisingly, R had lots of built-in functionality for doing statistics stuff and manipulating data. After all, that's kind of the point of R. At this point in the project, I wasn't really sure what I'd be making yet. I was still kind of just learning the language. So I looked at all of them. I will not be using all of them. Also, no, I did not get hung up on the C function and rant about it for 10 minutes. Why do you ask? I don't actually know how to run it. I'm just gonna guess. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, let's just start with this. Let's see what this data frame looks like if I run it, if I can. Oh, is it a scripting language? That makes a lot of sense, actually. We're just gonna do rscript a.r, or the name of the thing. rscript. Are you sure you want to add 256 megabytes? Yes. Yes, I'm sure. That reminds me of a story. When I was in college, I found an old Morrowind copy. I can't remember where I found it. I think like a friend gave it to me, or like I got it for free on Steam as part of a sale, or not free, but on Steam as part of a sale, something like that. I started downloading it, and there was a warning at the beginning of downloading Morrowind that said, "Warning, this game is very big. Make sure you have enough space to save it on your computer. Total file size, 500 megabytes. That made me feel old. Oh, look at that. That's so easy. R gets super points from me for, like, it's clearly a more academically inclined language because it's all about matrices and stuff. You could argue most of them are. This is one of the few languages that I would say is truly a mathematical language. You don't have to be a mathematician to do code. You really don't. But with R, you only need R if you are a mathematician of some kind or a statistician, which they do math. So there you go. Yeah, I've been very impressed. Yes, I know. Stop telling me that. I've been very impressed. The fact that you can just do this right out the box is so nice. I'm gonna just practice. I'm gonna have an example for me of each like data structure type, and then I'm gonna try to come up with a good practice problem that uses as much of it as possible without being so time consuming it takes forever. It needs to be quick. I would love to see a language that has out of the box print beautifully stuff like R, and has the compile messages of Rust. It's an R theme going on here. My name is Reagan, so that's funny. Maybe the syntax of Python or something, I don't know. That makes me think. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me try to make a language, like try to build a compiler and all that stuff. It would not be a one-day project, I can tell you that, but maybe a video series where I try to figure out how to make my own language and show you the process so you can do it too. That could be pretty cool. Let me know if you're interested in the comments below. That's so nice. Can y'all actually see that? I'm in the way, but look how nice that is. Isn't that great? Now that I had every single basic R technique completely memorized, I got to planning my project. Since R is a very statistics-focused language, I decided to take my project in that direction. And I like tabletop RPGs, so I decided I would kind of simulate a tabletop RPG battle, a very simplified version of, say, like a D&D battle between an adventurer and a monster. Essentially run a bunch of simulated battles, put all the data into a table, and use Rust. What is my cat doing? And use R to display the data on a plot, because apparently there's built-in stuff for plotting data onto a graph and stuff. I wanted to play around with that, see how good it is. And like I said, I simplified it a lot. I've learned from past mistakes on this channel. And of course, now that the plan was in place, I could start actually writing code. Visually, I like this arrow thing as an assignment. I think it makes a lot of sense, and people get confused over equals all the time, newer people with programming. So having it be an arrow that points to the thing you're assigning, I think is really smart, but man, it's a pain to type. Do not have muscle memory for that. Okay. Oh, it does name them. That's so nice. I appreciate that you actually write the word function instead of funk or fun. It's nice to actually see a full word. It's nice not having to deal with types as much. It's kind of like Python where it's just whatever type it is. Let's try it. I'm going to try something without looking it up and see how it goes. Okay, cool. It looks like they use array notation from C, which is really nice because that's what I'm used to. Ah, it's in. The colon is for ranges. So this actually does share a lot of similarity to Python. And adventurer no longer looks like a word. Okay, so that did work. Awesome. Okay, cool. So it is looping as expected. That's super cool. Okay, if this is real and actually built in. Look at that. Okay. Okay, let's see what this does. Oh, undefined column selected. First error, which is good. Let me move so y'all can see that. It's the first error, which is always exciting, you could say. It doesn't make a lot of sense, so I'm gonna have to figure this out. It doesn't actually tell me the line number? What? Byte calls square bracket. Ah, it is one indexed. That might be part of the problem. 1, 2, that shouldn't be undefined. Data frame with 0 columns and 3 rows. Oh, hold up. So boss doesn't exist? 3 rows and 0 columns. What? Really understanding what this person is saying. I thought C was column, but C might be for row. Okay. Do I have to put a comma here? Oh, because it's like the row is this, the column is all of them. Is that what that does? 0 rows. Oh, hold up. That actually showed up. Oh, not 0. It's going to be 1. That's why it's 0. That's why it's one index. So 0 can be the labels. That's super cool. There we go. Okay. Okay. Sometimes my fingers type something that doesn't make any sense. They use a single and, which is a little weird. It's less weird probably for a normal person. It's weird for programming that they don't use a double and or the word and. It's a little weird to me that they use in loops, but then ampersand for Boolean operators, assuming what I found was true. So yeah, it's a little odd, but not a big deal. Okay, I was like, there's no way I didn't have an error with all that. They're always whiffing it. That's very interesting. That's not correct. So this is getting ridiculous. I'm gonna refactor it, and then I'll come back. Yeah, this is getting absurd. I need to break this into smaller parts. Really don't like that it doesn't tell line numbers. That's very annoying. Are you serious? Okay, so I don't understand why it's row dot names and then just call names. That is silly. If this works, I'm gonna laugh pretty hard. That's it. Okay, so I figured it out. Apparently, if you do just one square bracket, it extracts the column. Yes, if you do just one square bracket, it gets the column from the data frame, keeping the name that it had. And then when I changed the name in the new data frame, it dotted the 2 column names together, basically. And so that's why I had the really weird column names. And then I changed the names, and it only changed some of them, and it was just acting weird. I was getting confused. The double square brackets extract it without keeping the name with it. So it doesn't do the weird name thing, and we end up with this for the stats. So that is good. Oh, let me move so you can see. Yeah. So now we've got the ability to do a round. The question is how to store the results of the different rounds. I'm going to take a short break to think about it, and then we'll be right back. I'm also running low on time. So maybe I'll call it pretty soon. But I want to have at least one plot. That's what R is all about. Yep. I've had this shirt for like 15 years. Very well made shirt. It's somehow still around. I've decided that what we're going to do is we're going to basically see how survival rates against this enemy change based on the bonus they get to attacks. And keep it kind of simple. You could obviously take this and run with it as far as you want to. Statistics are a rabbit hole you can go down and potentially never come back out. We're gonna give these a second square bracket so it doesn't take the name, so I can name it later. Okay, so I've got a little bit of a way to do rounds. Hopefully, it's very simple. It kind of looks complicated. I'm sure there's a cleaner way to do this. I hate that clean is a keyword. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, a tidier way to do this. They each do an attack in order, assuming they're still alive. And it's just in a while loop that goes until one of them is at 0 or less. Oh wait, would this just be a column? Yeah, this would just be a column, a row or whatever. No, I want to do it as a data table. I just like data tables, they're fun. I'm gonna start with just this. We could also do all sorts of things like counting how many hits and stuff like that, but I have been going a very long time. Oh, that is an infinite loop, I think. Around 6,100. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Silly me. Silly me. This arrow. If I was doing a lot of R code, I would make a keyboard shortcut for for this, so I didn't have to keep doing those two characters. Very annoying to type. Looks great, very annoying to type. I don't know if great is the right word, but there are fonts that make it look really nice though. Well, okay, so that wasn't actually the issue. Oh. Rule number 1 of programming. If you don't tell it to do something, it won't do it. Oh, it's still going though. Oh, that's because I need another one of these. No, it is not. I was thinking it wouldn't be a good episode if I didn't have at least one debugging issue. That's like 80% of code usually. But this went very smoothly up until now.
12 seconds later.
I forgot to press record after I came back from my break. So I'm going to give you a summary of basically what I went through. And so what we ended up with was something like this. Is that showing up? Oh, I'm in the way though. This is the end result. Here we have the attack bonus that they're using. And then here is their % chance of survival. What I found very interesting is, and it might just be my math is bad. Definitely possible. But I find it really interesting that going from, what is it? From 3, pointing is hard. Going from 3 to 4 is a massive boost in survivability, and 2 to 3 is also a big boost. But then like the other ones are little, and then like I think this is, what is this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 to 9 is a gigantic boost in survivability, and then it just kind of plateaus off as it asymptotically approaches 100. I don't know if it's truly an asymptote, but yeah, very interesting. And I was expecting it got to 100% chance of survival toward the end, probably because the bonus was more than the AC. But what I was expecting a smooth curve. If you know what I did wrong at the math, let me know in the comments, because yeah, I was expecting a smooth curve, not a jumpy curve like this. But if it is actually like this, then this is fascinating. I'll probably double check my math off screen at some point. But yeah, so this is cool. R is pretty neat. It's a really neat language. If you need to do statistics or graph things, everything I did today is built in. That graph, the ability to just kind of print out tables and stuff. Vectors print nicely as well. It's really good. I think I prefer it to Python for the purposes of graphing and plotting things. Now, I don't know enough. I'm not a data expert person, TM. That's not my area of expertise. So if you know more of the details about differences between R and comparable libraries in Python, feel free to let me know in the comments which one you prefer and why. But I think I would probably lean toward this instead of Python, because this was fun. I don't know why. I don't know exactly what it was. I just enjoyed it. It was like things I wanted to do are just built into the language, and that's a nice feeling. There were a few things that I wasn't the biggest fan of. I don't really like typing this little arrow thing all the time. If I was using R a lot, I would have to replace it with a macro or something for my keyboard so that I don't have to keep typing it over and over and over again, because it's a pain to type. It looks nice though, and there are fonts or maybe extensions or something that can turn it into an actual arrow symbol, like an arrow Unicode symbol. And that's really nice. So if you have that, then this is not a big deal at all. So it's very easy to solve. And then C, I don't know why that's called C. It does a lot. It doesn't, like, I thought maybe C for create. Oh, I'm lagging again. I'm gonna have to get over it. Every time I notice it lags, it stops lagging. It's really weird. But yeah, C is a very versatile function. It creates a vector, it appends to a vector. I think it did something else as well. It's also columns or rows maybe. I forget which one. But yeah, I like this language. It's really nice. It's obviously very structured for big data and statistics and stuff like that. And it does a very good job of it. And I'm sure I'm just scratching the surface too. But yeah, it's a cool language. I recommend you give it a try if you do statistics stuff. See if you like it better or worse than Python. Let me know in the comments below. And I guess there will be a proper outro now, probably. But yeah, this was surprisingly fun. Surprisingly fun. Proper outro Reagan here. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you watched all the way to the end like this, you're awesome. I guess I need to come up with a name for the group, kind of like How Ridiculous is 44 Club. We'll see. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what kinds of videos you want to see in the future. In the meantime, if you're interested, there is me learning Rust, and there's also a playlist of me playing through some video games and talking about them from a game design point of view, and also just being kind of bad at video games. Regardless, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and until next time, I'll see you later. I feel like I had come up with something cool to do on the exits, but I don't remember what it was. See, the shape of the floor moves me backwards. Can't go in a straight line.